Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of The Mongoliad, Book 2, by Neil Stephenson, Greg Bear, Mark Teppo, Nicole Galland, Eric Bear, Joseph Brassey, Cooper Moo. Performed by Luke Daniels.
To the spirits of Charles Dickens and Robert E. Howard. 1241. Haverfest. Chapter 1. Quod perierat requirum. Rome was not the first city Ferenc had ever seen. As a child he had lived in Buda, where the clustered buildings were strewn like squat boulders along the banks of the slow-moving Danube. His memories, though, were but vague shapes in a fog, compared to the reality laid out before his eyes. Rome lay below them, wrapping itself around the river Tiber like a jealous lover. The light was strange here, too. It was brighter and brisker than his memories of Buda, as if the sky over the city had cracked open and scattered celestial sparks upon the peaked rooftops, creating a dazzling spray of illumination. Ferenc glanced at the priest slumped on the horse next to him. He was draped over his horse's neck, his knuckles intertwined in the animal's mane so tightly they were white. The light from the city was reflected in his eyes, making him look almost blind. A ropey strand of spit quivered in his tangled beard. His fever was back. The disease had gone into hiding deep within the priest a week ago, and then he had insisted they ride farther and harder each day. Ferenc had tried to hold him back, knowing this relief from the burning infection was temporary. He had been right. This morning it had returned. The skin around the wound on the man's hip was still angry and red, even though the gash was closing. If it closed all the way, it would seal the fever inside, and he would never heal. With a groan that made Ferenc shudder, the priest pushed himself upright. His right foot slipped from the stirrup. He grabbed at the horse's mane to keep from falling, and the animal tossed its neck back, as if protesting his clumsiness. Father Rodrigo shook his head, and the spit flew from his beard.
"Rome,"
he croaked.
"We made it."
When he looked at Ferenc, his eyes were still filled with the wild, reflected light from the city below. The young hunter made the sign of the cross on his chest, as the priest had taught him, and with
Sample complete. Ready to continue?